You know what's going down. You know what's going down.
All right.
Yeah, gotta bring the energy. Lee said I'm the energy guy. I said, Lee, I'm feeling a little rough tonight. Lee's like, you gotta bring the energy, JT.
There you go.
So hey, this is CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it, I'm JT. That is Lee. And tonight, we got Maxwell, his silver hammer from the Crown Breakdown, and Carl, slightly blurry, coming in as the president of Sound and Crown. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. What's up?
Thank you. What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
Excited.
Draw.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is it, right? 1 point FC, drop points FC, lost the lead FC. You know,
yeah, it's like we're in a limbo.
Rigged FC.
We're in a draw funk. 5 in a row.
Manchester United, Lee FC. Yeah, I actually got my start today for Manchester United. Just got back in the States.
Saw that.
Yeah, I did all right. You know,
screw man, you. Hey, yeah, the draws 3-3, 2-2, 0-0, 1-1, 2-2.
Yeah.
If we draw against Montreal, which we drew against them 4 weeks ago, there's a 0-0. If we have another 3-3 draw, if we have another draw, I'm going to lose my mind. You're going to have to put me like in some sort of. Well, I mean, I probably need it anyway, but
yes, I think
you have to put me in some sort of place.
Charlotte Ties FC.
It's better than a loss. 1 point's not no points.
Yeah, I mean, I would have agreed with that last year.
Over.
Yeah. But this year, I'm not so much, because last year at least we would win at home. Go ahead, Max. What was you gonna say?
Now we're just drawing at home.
Now we're just drawing at home.
Yeah, we're dropping points when we should be winning at home and ending with the draw.
That's right. Yes. So 0-0 this weekend, huh? I don't know, man. I don't think we beat Montreal
ever.
No,
I don't know.
Transfer FC. Yeah.
Transfer FC.
Yeah. You know, man. Yeah. So, I mean, the game, what could we have done different, right? 2-0 at halftime. Again, we go in, team comes out, something happens, and then we end up with the draw. And so,
what happens at halftime?
What happened? Somebody tell me what happens.
You have to think like you have this quote unquote experienced midfield. Like, where's the young talent that we have on this team where you can like inject and like not even young talent? Who can you inject into the lineup as a super sub to bring that kind of energy?
Ender.
You know? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, I don't know why he's not doing it though. You know, we have the youngsters, throw them on.
He only likes the old people.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, I think we're even this new player that we heard about today that's coming in. I mean, he's 32. I mean, I know the best striker in the world that plays for Tottenham is only 30, but you know, 2 years that's a big deal or not, right? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. And I mean, Maxwell, you got his top on, right?
Yeah, the same team. Yeah, that he just came from.
Yeah. So it's a messed up. JT, you look.
Who are we getting?
Some new player, man. Again, we never get like a Smith or a Allen or a a Jones or whatever. We get some guy with some funky ass name. Yeah, he's Dutch, right? No, he's Belgium.
Yeah.
So
what position?
Midfield.
What did we think of on Saturday of Arfield and Westy, and then Bronico? What about that midfield? I was a little surprised to see Bronico starting again, but he was there in the center. How do we feel about that?
I think Bronico did decent on Saturday. Just going back and watching the game again, he had a lot more interceptions and a lot more decent passes than I think he usually does. I think we're still missing that kind of big anchor in the midfield that we're used to with DJ. But I mean, other than that, the midfield was all kind of stagnant this last game, and all of our play went down the wings, and it's something that we lack most games, that we cycle it from the midfield back and then up the wings, and it just, our midfield's just really lacking.
Yeah, that's true. I just need to call this out. You know what, guys? See, what happens is if we switch and JT's stuff gets covered up by our logo up. So they're saying we need to switch it, but see, like the heads of the guys.
That's fine. That's fine. Look.
Anyways, yes, yeah. So there we go. That's much better, JT. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, right? I mean, the comfort, the presser with Latanzio, and just hearing some of the responses, how the players are anxious, you know, and that sort of thing. I don't know how much I buy it, right?
What, the players are anxious?
Yeah, at home.
I mean, if you're playing on this kind of stage, like you should anticipate that. Like your fans not being satisfied is the last thing you should be worrying about. Like worry about your own performance, worry about your team's performance. Like everything else is great, but it shouldn't, you know, you're a professional, act like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, anxious. I would think, not that I'm a professional player, but like anything, once you get out there after the first 5 minutes and you're in the game, I mean, that stuff usually goes away. You know?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. And if you listen to the conference or the presser with Arfield, he says, you know, that they thrive on pressure. So, I mean, you know, somebody's lying to us, right?
Somebody's confused.
Yeah. So, like Heidi says, who do we blame this draw spell on?
Refs.
No, man.
Oh,
I'm tired of blaming the refs, man.
I know. And you say that every time we do the interviews after the games.
Yeah.
You know, whenever someone brings up refs, you always say that. Although that penalty on Jalen, that first goal they scored, that was bullshit.
I don't know. I haven't gone back and watched it, but I heard it was a penalty.
The guy's trying to kick the ball, and he kicks his foot, but they're both kicking up into the air at the same time. And then him kicking, I mean, I guess technically it was a foul, so he had to call it, but it was bullshit.
Yeah, I think that's one of those 50-50 ones that if he called it on the field, it was going to hold the review. Where if he didn't call it on the field and it went to review, they'd probably leave the no call. But penalties.
Ted Uncle is going to Ted Uncle. Yeah, and I agree with this. I believe it was a penalty, just a soft call, but it was a penalty.
Yeah, very soft.
Yeah. So, anywho, man. But yeah, again, draw after draw after draw after draw.
Five in a row.
The noise of Tanzio out starting to get bigger and bigger. But again, I don't think now is the time to get rid of him. I mean, we've only got 12 games left this season. You know, I'm pretty sure the front office is just going to see it out.
Mm-hmm.
Who will we bring in?
They'll probably let it roll to the end of the season if it's still going bad. Give him a chance to see if he can right this ship before the end, but I don't think he'll make enough changes to get us back.
I mean, this is a valid point, right? Westy played in the Premier League, Capetti played in Argentina, but it's the Charlotte fans that got them playing there. Who was that, Van?
No, the oldest one.
Oh, Truman.
Right. Yeah, boy. All right, get out of here, boy. All right, we'll go sit and watch.
Yeah, and not all draws are created equal. So, yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, go ahead.
I was just thinking, though, you know, the whole idea is 5 draws in a row. That's 5 points. Whatever. Would people be happier if we lost away and won at home and, you know, it still had the same amount of points somehow? You know, it's like if we had losses mixed in there with 0 points, but then got two wins somehow.
I don't know. I think a win always gives a buzz, right? I mean, it always makes you feel better. You know, I think we forgot what it feels like to win, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's been a long time. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's been ridiculous.
I think it's also the nature of it too, right? Like every time we go up now, like we don't even feel comfortable with the lead. Like we just think like, oh, when's that goal coming against us?
That was me on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to really be excited about being 2 up, even though Carroll, you know, pulling 2 goals out of nowhere and doing a fantastic job. But going into the second half is like, well, Latanzio's in charge, so when's it going to come? We're playing one of the best teams in the league too, so it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, 2-0 is I mean, you make fun of this, Esteban, but 2-0, being up 2-0 is like the worst thing you could do at halftime. That's like one of those results where, you know, as soon as the other team scores, you know, panic and they get the momentum and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, man. I don't even know if we were down, if we would have the the gritness to come back anymore.
Yeah,
And
it would
then-
be interesting to see what happened if we reverse our trend and we're down, by 2 at half, and then see how we come out.
Yeah. I mean, Robert makes a valid point, right? I mean, he doesn't think Latanzio it's time for Latanzio out. I mean, how many coaches around the world could make a difference with the players that we got? You know? I mean, the first thing to do would be play him in position.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Carl, man, I think you've got everybody feeling.
Sorry,
drunk.
man.
Yeah.
He's got soccer goggles on.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's funny, man. Well, I texted everybody and said, come make fun of Carl's camera. So
That's fair. Totally
Yeah.
warranted.
it is. I mean, it really is. But yeah, I mean, the only thing he really could do, right, is and I feel like this lineup this weekend was closer to the positions that they naturally play. I mean, I'm not mad that Jones was playing center back. I mean, I'm more pissed off that he got hurt, but I think overall it's a decent lineup.
Yeah, I think so. I don't really mind DJ in the center back defensive mid hybrid that he's doing now, because at least it gets him upfield, and then if we get caught in transition, he can do his thing and step up and make the interception. And he's been solid at center back. Just I definitely prefer him as the defensive midfielder, not a center back.
Yeah, I mean, is that a position that we're looking to fill? Maybe not the center back, but a defensive midfielder. I mean,
I don't think we need to sign 3 midfielders this transfer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard to tell, right? I mean, I think we definitely need like a left back and a center back. But what did you guys think of Carroll playing up top?
Seemed to
I
work
think
out.
he should really be the person that either stay up top or be right behind your number 9. Like that's where he's best at. Where he can go, because even where he plays, like he has too many somewhat of defensive responsibilities. Like what was the Latanzio quote where like he sets the defense as the front man or something from a while ago?
Yeah, I remember that.
He should be able to go forward freely and be able to create if like Copetti is going to be your 9 who sits up top. Like you need that creator and you don't have that creator.
I mean, do we drop Capetti, leave Carroll up top? I mean, because Arfield and Westwood up top, playing behind him look pretty good in my opinion.
I think the solution should still be to go to a 3-back system. The problem is like you kind of let go of your second best wing back in Adam Armour. Where like you put Armour and Lindsay out wide, they're not the best defensively, but you have 3 center backs behind them.
Yeah.
But I think that's what bothers me the most about Latanzio is that his unwillingness to suit his system around his players. Like he has a very rigid system and he puts players in like your responsibility as a coach is to put players in a position to succeed, and he doesn't do that. Like he plays them all out of position. He doesn't play them on the hot hand. Like he just kind of does as he feels. And I think that is a lot of why the team's underperforming.
That's valid. It's valid. Right. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just weird, right? I mean, Lindsay, I think, has been playing good. I think he got a sort of a bad rap this weekend for sure.
He got worked on that last goal, man.
Yeah, I know, man. But everybody's gonna give something at some point.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt.
But yeah, I mean, I'm on the boat that I think we should keep Carroll up top and possibly even just move Capetti on. I mean, what has he really done this season? I know he was the top goal scorer in Argentina last year. What's that?
He's been injured this season. That's what he's done.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just, I don't know, just maybe it's just his personality or whatever, but it just seems to me like he doesn't quite fit in here with the way he is off the pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I agree. And also, with his just style of being so someone earlier wrote cry petty. But I don't know. He's just that so fiery and but getting in the ref's face and all that stuff. But I was gonna bring up a point I saw earlier that again, because I don't understand it, and me being the newbie fan and whatever, is like we are 12 games away from the end of the season, and we still don't know what our normal starting lineup is, and we still don't. Is that normal with other teams around the world?
No, normally you like rest some players.
Like my boy Arfield's always, it's whatever formation. He's always here unless he's injured. And I still feel like, holy crap, we still don't know. Every time they give us the starting lineup, I'm like, all right, well, that's different than last time. Let's hope it works this time.
It's always a surprise on the starting lineup.
It is.
Yeah, I'm just like, is this the way it works? Is this normal?
No, it's not.
No.
Okay.
Like you should know going in, maybe like you don't have players available. Maybe there's an injury or whatever. You're waiting for a transfer to happen at the beginning of the season. But you typically know, right, this is going to be my starting 11, right? And this is the position they're going to play in. And for us, I mean, shit. Who would have ever guessed that we would have seen Bronico at left back? I mean, if you put money on that in Vegas that weekend, man, you need to come pick us up and take us out in the yacht. It's just ridiculous. And like I just, again, seeing some of these presses with Latanzio, you can see he's frustrated, and I hope whatever's going on behind the scenes that the coaches get the players that he needs or the type of player he needs, right? And so, I think Nuno's on his way out, so that's a good sign. I don't know what's going on with Andre. And then obviously, like you said, we had that new guy today that I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name.
Worth a shot.
What's that?
It's worth a shot.
Nah, not even gonna do it. Not even gonna try. No. I mean, but at the end of the day, man, I keep saying it in jest, but it's Charlotte's just gonna Charlotte, man. It seems to be what we're doing, and I mean, even last year, right? I mean, I tell you what, this team does give us a lot to talk about outside of the game of football. That's for sure, right?
It does. I feel like there's always a storyline. Even like, player storylines. Who do we play where? Where's their best position? Why aren't we calling up Crown Legacy, XYZ? There's always a storyline.
Yeah. I mean, that's it, right? I mean, we're all frustrated. We want a winning team, right? We want to win something for Walks, right? Make it a memorial season of sorts, right?
Yeah, getting back to Charlotte's Charlotte, though, when you say that, it makes me think of not this. Let me just put that up real quick. But it just makes me think of like Charlotte as in the Hornets and the Panthers lately and whatever. It's like we just can't have a nice thing. We can't have nice things. We can't have a team. I mean, we're in 12th right now on the table, and I mean, what are the chances we even make the playoffs now?
Well, I mean, we're tied for like 26 points. Has Montreal?
Yeah, 5 of us at 26 points. Right? Between 9th and 12th or 13th, there's 5. I think Montreal's 9th. Anyway, it's just frustrating. I figured we'd have our shit together more by now. Is my basic point.
So I think the biggest thing going into the season was always like, who are the players that you want to keep? Like, win-loss aside, making the playoffs, sure, you're 2 years in. Like, who are the players on our roster that you would say, like, are untradeable? The however many that, 5, 6, 7, 8 that will stay here for the long term or keeping. Because I don't know. That list is not very long for me.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, I mean, depending on how these results go tonight, man. I know Montreal plays Chicago, which is a weird kickoff time. I was looking at it's like 9:44 or something. Yeah, I thought it was getting kicked off at 9:30. Maybe there's some weather or something, but it's we're 3 points. Actually, right now we're 1 point out of playoffs, right, in that 9th position. Obviously, there's some games in hand that other teams have and that sort of thing, but. I mean, again, moving on to this Montreal game, I mean, it makes it a 6-pointer, right? I mean, if Montreal beats us, they're going to be and if they win tonight, assuming they win tonight, they're going to be 6 points ahead of us.
Who are they playing tonight?
Montreal's playing Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Big clan. I see. Thank you, Greg. Chicago's weather. Yeah. JT, number 10.
Number 10. Bronico being back in the starting lineup, that was a surprise to me. But
surprise? I don't know, man.
I don't know if it was a surprise, but just from hearing y'all talk last or 2 weeks ago, and just almost like, and then Arfield coming in, that we weren't going to see him. But yeah, I was happy to see him back out there. We all like Bronico, and like you said, Maxwell, he did play well, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Bronico fan. I'll admit that, but I think he did have a good game on Saturday.
He's suitable, I think he does well for what we know he is. He's just not like the guy that's going to take it over the top, but he has his good performances.
And he's got that energy. He's someone to get other people on the field going.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's he's a homegrown boy. Sorry, I'm just trying to like look at the results and make this sort of a thing, right? And then USA, I guess, is going to go to extra time or penalties. It looks like with Panama. So
I don't know. Someone keep me updated on that.
What's that?
Maybe
someone keep me updated on the USA game
right now.
Throw it in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with this. I think he does get too much shit on social. And then who really got a lot of shit this week was Willie P, man. So that man went viral.
For what? What do you do?
Just his calling of the game. Everybody was saying he sounded like Mickey Mouse and all that kind of stuff. So,
he goes real high in that octave for sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, I agree with Robert, right? I mean, Cinci last year was terrible, and now like they're doing pretty good, even though I think they're losing 1-0 right now. So
yeah, I mean, it wasn't just last year; it was the last 3 years they were really bad. But I mean,
kind
of on that same line, what bugs me about Latanzio's comments of, well, let's be patient, and it's only the second year. I mean, how many clubs have joined MLS, and maybe not the first year, but the second year were just on fire? I mean, how many seasons did it take Atlanta to win something? I mean, they were pretty good right from the gate too, just like St. Louis, LAFC. So I mean, it's not it's only our second season, let's wait and see. I think it's definitely something with our team.
What curse, man? It's the PSL curse. I mean, I'm trying to like Esteban, man. Like when we're not bitching about the team, you're telling us that we're all like basically kissing ass, and then when we do bitch about the team, we get told we're moaning too much. I guess it's just not a happy meeting, is there?
Don't pay attention to Esteban, man.
Yeah, and I agree with Sean here. I mean, St. Louis lets us know there are no excuses. I mean, I will say St. Louis had the joy of they played in Next Pro last year together or whatever, right? So they were able to sort of at least establish some sort of chemistry there. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Charlotte. I don't know if these players coming in are going to fix it. I think the good thing is, though, that we have this Leagues Cup coming up, and if we do get players, it should hopefully get them time to get them a little used to the weather. It's hot out here, man. It's really hell. Jeez. And go ahead.
I'm just saying it's damn hot.
Yes.
Real hot.
With the new guy coming in, though, and we're just talking about Bronico. If he is more of a kind of attacking midfield, how do we fit him into the lineup with our other players? Is he going to start next to Arfield, and they both be the attacking midfielders, and we let Westy sit back?
That's the way I picture it.
Fit him in.
That's the way I picture it, Carl.
That's what I would think. I guess like if Jones is your pseudo center back, then you kind of have that three of like Arfield, Westwood, and new guy, and then throw in Bronico and Bender, and take your pick on your other center mids in there, right?
Impact off the bench subs, Bronico and Bender. If Latanzio ever puts Bender on again, which he should.
He should.
But it's just crazy to me again, stepping back. Hold on. We're 12 games left, and we're talking about bringing on a new, continuing this chess movement. I just can't. I'm like, gosh darn it, just pick something and go with it, Latanzio. Laddie, my boy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where Bender is. I mean, there was the other week when we subbed off Capetti, and then we put Carroll up top, right, and then Merrim went into the middle, and it was like, why did we not bring Bender? He was on the bench. If you wanted to bring Merrim in, push him out to the wing and take Vargas off or something. I don't know. It's frustrating as a Charlotte fan. I just want us to win. I just want us to see us get 3 points. I don't think we're going to get 3 points this weekend. I think it's we're either going to lose like 1-2-1 or we're going to
Draw.
3-3.
Draw.
Yeah.
So would you say we're at the would you rather him see force whatever he's been doing and try to make that work, or would you rather him kind of see him blow it up, throw all the youngsters on, change his lineup,
Just be smart
really
about
go
it,
for
right? I mean, there's some positions that up until last week anyways, right? I mean, there's some positions that just play the guys in their natural positions. I don't know if you're just trying to fit in all these names just because on paper they're the better players. I don't know, right? But Jesus, I mean, I the easiest thing to call out is the left back of Bronico. There's no need for that, right? I mean, shit, you could have put anybody over other than Bronico, and I mean, in the end, it ended up costing us a goal, I believe, if I remember watching that game, right? Not that it was Bronico's fault, but there was just that disconnect between the center back and Bronico, and the player snuck in and got the goal. So, yeah, I mean, this is it, right? He's got no confidence in players, I guess, right?
Man, this is just sad, man. Usually when I do these, I feel better, and I'm not feeling better right now.
Oh, JT. But then give us another number. Maxwell, pick a number, man.
I'm hurt.
From what? 1 to
20?
1 to 20.
8.
Actually, we already talked about it. 5-way tie between
Arsenal's a shit club, anyways. What's that?
Yeah, well, we're at 26 points, and there's a 5-way tie, but that's all going to change tonight anyway. So,
not tonight.
Well, hold on. Some of the teams are playing tonight.
Oh, you mean
I guess they
could. I thought you were talking about. Yeah, I mean, well, in theory, if Montreal beat Chicago or tie with Chicago, we'll be in the same position. Assuming that Cincinnati
still barely coming in after they added another playoff spot.
I mean, I don't get it.
I'll tell you one thing: we're still showing up as fans.
We are,
and we're still after every game, we're interviewing more and more people who it's one of the first times they've been there. The enthusiasm's there. It's spreading. It's obviously a good time. I don't know why last week you said you didn't want to party anymore, Lee. And you're like anti-party. But
I'm just saying.
Just so you know, I'm pro-party. Everybody out there.
My point was there's
party.
A point was, and I'm not knocking the marketing team or anything, right? I know that, but Teppa came out. He set this precedence of a party at each game, but it's like we're showing up to a rave and there's some fourth grader there with a recorder that's playing a thing right on the pitch, right? You can't party around that, right? I mean, you can have fun and have a good time, but you're not going to enjoy the party as much as you would. So I just want to see something with on the pitch. I was just thinking about that because my daughter was playing it this year, and it's like driving me insane.
That's a metaphor. A fourth grader with a recorder. All right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, right? I mean, you go to a rave and you expect to, the DJ to kind of carry the
Who's going to raves anymore? What's happening right now?
What do you mean? I go to a rave every week, man.
I'm just gonna look at Carl's screen and just kind of
just zone out on the screen.
Yeah. That's all I'm doing.
But no, my point is let's focus on the product on the pitch needs to be the main focus.
Yeah, I mean, we love the atmosphere there, but I mean, how long is the good atmosphere going to carry on if the product we're going to see is subpar?
Yeah, I mean, the party's going to end up fizzling out, right? And nobody's going to want to come to the party anymore because we ain't winning unless they're new fans. So, I mean, and then we make the players anxious. So maybe we don't need to go to the games. Right?
Well,
it's a big circle, man.
I mean, don't go to the games so that we win is your theory?
I think that's the theory, right? I mean, that's we might.
It's the difference between us and the NFL, right? We have 17 home games, 8 or 9 NFL games. You could probably hype up as a party. You get a decent way through 17, that glitter kind of wears off. You can't party 17 straight home games. At some point your results gotta, show for it.
Ooh, Carl said you can't party 17 games. I think Blue Fury and some other people have something to say about that. Come on now.
My bad.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I can't party 17 games. No. That's
But
right.
like back to what we
Let's drink
said
that
though,
water. Let's drink that water.
winning helps with everything. Like get some results on the field. We were promised the playoffs, so like you need to be pushing for the playoffs. Like somewhere in and out of the playoff line. You have more than half of the teams in your conference making it. It's not like you have 6 of 15. You have 9 of 15. Well, what is it? 10 with the playoff game. Push for the playoffs. Like if it's like last year and it's the last game, the thing doesn't go our way, sure, but we can't be chasing this far into the season for what should be a playoff team.
well, I mean, even as fans, right? I mean, even though they say we get anxious around them, I mean, it's our job to put pressure on the coaches and the team to make them produce better, right? I mean, if we sit back and we're just complacent, then all we're going to see is draws. Oh, hold on a second. That's exactly what's happening now. So we start finally giving the team some stick, and it's nothing personal, right? We just want to win, or at least be in the mix, right? I mean, the team from day one has promised us the playoff game, right? At the bank, that, and now it's like, then the MLS adds another position or another opening for the playoffs in the league, and we can't even make that. It's like, and I believe last night, I mean, Topin asked a question, right? He asked, "Is like how many weeks this season have we actually been in a playoff position once after the end of the weekend?" And I think it was like 3 or 4.
Probably the beginning of this.
And that was because at the time, though, we were playing more games than everybody else. Like there was a point where we had like 2 or 3 games in hand, it felt like, right? And then it was just once everybody gets back, it's once they get caught up, we start dropping. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. It's annoying, it's frustrating, and like I said, I'm not trying to push the Latanzio out movement, but it's it's starting to, the bubble's building and it's going to pop at some point, right? And hopefully he can prove us all wrong, and we can start winning again. But I mean, does this league's cup show up at the right time for us?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's good not to be out at the bank on these hotter than hell days. Last summer was brutal.
Good question, man. So Charlotte, we had 13 victories last season, right? Do we really believe we can win 7 of the next 12 to match our victories from last season? I don't see it happening.
Especially with our schedule coming up, we're playing some of the good teams again.
Yeah, I mean, we got to play Miami twice, and they got this guy, some dude they got in named Messi or something, right? I mean, it's just terrible, man. It's not looking good for us.
Lee, I know, man. You're making me feel bad.
What do you mean, making me feel bad?
I don't know. It's just downing me out, man. I just wanted to have a good time. I want us to win, man. That's all.
Oh, that's what
we're man, can't we just get together and win a game, man? Come on, y'all.
JT's here for the party.
Yeah, I'm here for the party, and let's win a game, y'all. Come on, man. You can do it. You can score.
So
we haven't had a problem scoring. We just can't stop.
I know.
It's
the other team from scoring.
You can play good in the second half, or you can match their intensity in the second half. It's almost. I wonder if it's a bugaboo in their brains now. They know, just something coming out of the second half.
I mean, on the defense, it's been talked about before, but with how many different backline combinations have we had? I mean, we've shown that the offense isn't. I mean, sometimes it could be better, but we're still scoring goals. But we're just conceding goals that more than anybody else. So we've had like 12 or 13 different backline combinations or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how much of that is just down to these guys aren't getting the consistency to know where they're going to be, and then how much of it is, where Latanzio half the season was going with the left back, inverting, leaving space open and getting beat in transition there. That now he's switched. Now Jones does up and down, which I think is better, but I mean, we're still leaking goals.
No, I agree. And I guess, just to cut, since we're talking about the scores and everything, Cincinnati just came back. They're up 2-1. That kind of helps us out with the Red Bulls. But yeah, I mean, we do. We have to start being remain realistic, right? And what gets me, and I've said this like all season long, at the preseason, we looked good. Like we were playing the consistent players, right? We were doing all that, right? Obviously the Walks thing happened, but I mean, that's one player gets replaced with another player sort of thing, right? I don't understand why he just like scrunched up the paper, threw it out the window, and just started all over again. I don't get it. Oh, what are you nodding your head for?
No, I mean I agree, right? Like we started off the season so well, like in the preseason, and then we started the season and like, okay, we came into adversity and then we just threw it all out the window. Like you whatever he decided, he stuck to it at the wrong point, like
Yeah.
he adjusted and then his adjustments are not what they should be. But again, who knows? Like he hopefully still has time to make it right. Like he still has time, whatever he sees, like he has, time to implement it. So
It's frustrating. JT, number 3. Dale is number 3.
3, it's a magic number. When does the window close to get players? What's the deal with that? The trade window or whatever. Are we done getting players?
No, I'm sure we'll see 1 or 2 more players come in. I would hope.
And
Anyway.
what position do you think we need now?
Definitely need a center back and a left back. Those would be the 2 prime for me. How about you guys?
I agree with that. I mean, we already got a experienced winger in Miram.
Yep.
2 midfield reinforcements. So now it's defense for me. We need, leakiest defense in the league. We need to shore up something there.
Oh man, like an old faucet, man. It's leaking goals.
yeah, I would agree with that. As much as we talk about like our center backs, I think we have options there. And don't get me wrong, like they have issues in themselves. Like I think putting Tuiloma outside shows me that like Latanzio has no faith in his outside defending. And he just throwing bodies at it. The same way where we put Bronico back there. So whether it's a left back, at this point, if it's a right back, you can move to left back, like get in like defensive minded outside players,
Well, I mean, that's Josviak, right? But I mean, is he hurt? I don't know. He hasn't looked the same since he got hurt last time, right? I mean, it just sucks because the guy started like he was the spark for the team, right? And him and Carroll was syncing up, and it was just, and he gets hurt again, and then I feel like now he's back. It's just not the same.
He's still working his way back.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not knocking him at all. I mean, can't help get injured, but we definitely got quite a bit of injuries for that.
Oh yeah.
Y'all gotta come on, banter or something with me. Can't do it all, JT.
I'll tell you what, man. It's bullshit.
It is
All
bullshit.
right.
Tell you what,
Let's just step away for a second. What's the lowdown on this game on the 29th? No, not roll away. Who are we playing?
When? We're playing
So
Dallas.
we
You talking about the Leagues Cup?
The Leagues Cup.
That's
Yeah,
the 21st.
is that the
Yeah.
21st?
The 21st, we play Dallas away
It's on a
as part
Friday
of the
night.
League's Cup. And then the 29th, we play Necaxa at home, which is the Liga MX team, as the second game of a 3-group thing for the League's Cup, I believe is how it works.
I don't know and then we don't have another. That's a home game, but obviously not.
Well, it depends on how we do against the first 2 teams in the Leagues Cup, right? If we lose, we're out till like the end of August, pretty much. If we win, we get to keep playing. So,
well, it's only the bottom team of the 3 that gets kicked out.
well, I mean,
So,
Charlotte's going to Charlotte, man.
Charlotte's
Charlotte's going to Charlotte. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then we don't have another home game until August 20th.
Well,
August
the next
20th.
home game would be August 20th, which
LAFC.
So
Against Miami.
So
It'll be away to
basically,
Miami.
we don't. Yeah. So basically, we don't have a home MLS game until August 20th, right? Am I right about that?
Until I don't know
no,
how Leagues Cup
August
shakes out.
26th. August
Yeah.
26th is our next home game versus
That's MLS.
LAFC.
MLS, yeah, not Leagues Cup, but MLS.
Yeah.
If we
This
finish
is
first in
wacky
Leagues
shit,
Cup,
man. Coming from more traditional sports, this is wacky shit, man. This soccer stuff going away for this long, Leagues Cup, all these different. I don't know what's going on.
About money, man. The more games you get in, and the more
I get
people
it.
you
I
bring
get
in,
it.
the
It's
bigger the pocket
weird.
gets.
Hey, although I'm not complaining about having less games at home in the hottest time of the year. They had to be at 7 o'clock. They couldn't have them at 2. Apple TV or whoever.
I don't
They
want
have
them at
early
2,
before the
man. I don't
thunderstorms
want them
come.
at 2.
Gotta have them late when it's
Yeah.
hotter than hell and the thunderstorms come. Anyway, we
there's
haven't had any.
nothing worse.
Anyway,
I don't want them at 2. Those midday games last year, man, were
They
brutal.
were rough.
Good
Yeah,
Noon
you're right.
kickoffs.
God,
You
you're right.
know, I'm glad, like, once that sun sets, man, it's like, oh, finally, I'm not out here just cooking like a damn old ass hot dog.
I mean, especially
love
in the
the,
sports
sun
section where the
goes
sun
down.
is just right on us the whole time in the
Yeah.
afternoon games. It's just miserable.
It is, man.
Yeah,
It's just, you
all
just
right.
sit there and
I
cook.
retract that statement. The Apple MLS.
We're not having any kind of that
I'll
kind of
pull that
stuff
back.
around here, JT.
I'll pull that back, man. I'm just gonna stay away from it.
Yeah. Yeah. So JT, number 4.
Number 4. That was number 4.
Was it?
14.
14 then. How do we feel about the front lineup with Gaines and Vargas on both sides of Swiderski? I tell you, man, Kerwin and Swiderski, those 2 goals were beautiful. And the sense of Swiderski always seems like when he has a really good chance, like his second half performance when he had that breakaway, he just puts it right to the goalie. And, I know it's not easy to do, but my God, he wasn't doing that on those first 2 goals. I don't know. It's just good to see Vargas and him hooking up so well with the assist. And, he put his leg in the air somehow and just barely deflected a crazy different way. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what Latanzio wants, right? It's now just the rest of the pitch that we got to figure out. So, yeah. Yeah,
We'll
that's
say that
for some of the hardest shit, but simple tappings. Right, yeah.
I will say that Gaines and Vargas, like, they have surprised in like a good way. I think that they have shown that they can consistently produce along the wings, and they can be like the dynamic spark that are like sometimes like stagnant offense provides. Like get them the ball
Vargas isn't
out
scared
wide
to
and
take
let them,
somebody on either.
which is what I like.
Yeah.
I don't know if the system's designed to go backwards, but they have that like reckless abandon that our team needs sometimes, and I appreciate that.
Yes. Definitely appreciate it, man. And they make the game faster too, right? Not meaning like they're faster that they run. It just seems that they just make the game faster, and they make it better when they're in, right? Compared to others. But I mean, even Gaines, though, ever since he proposed to his girl, man, he's like got a new like look in life or something, and he's come out flying. The same thing with Bender. Like, didn't he just get married or something too, and like scored 2 goals? It's like, my God, like, who else needs to get married on the team, right? It's not married already.
Did Ben Bender get married for real?
I think I heard that. Is that a
It was,
mistake?
like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Too young, Ben. Too young.
Oh, hush, man.
You need to listen, bud. You need to be out there having fun, son.
No, he's not that type of guy, is he?
It's the
I mean, remember
party.
what happens when Charlotte players go out there and have fun, man. You have to get rid of
Can
him.
he cook though?
Yes, can he cook?
Let him cook.
I liked Vargas and Gaines together on the wings. I thought, like you're saying, they were just the speed up the wings. Both of them are, willing to take people on. Gaines just uses the speed to get by people. I think that substitution is a good one. I mean, maybe save that for later the game. If Latanzio wants to make wholesale changes at a time, like he did this last game, change both wingers at a time. When we need that pace injection, I think that's a good one to go to. If Vargas and Gaines get the speed.
Yeah, I mean, he
Gaines
definitely stretches that back line, right? It makes the pitch wider and longer for us. But, I think our problem is it's just slow build-up, right? Time it's ready to pop it over to Gaines, the team's already been able to kind of recoup where they are and then get back into position. And I mean, you can only run so far, right?
Now, does that slow down start in the backfield in the sense that they're just not getting it up fast enough?
I mean, sometimes a long ball over the top is perfectly fine in my opinion. Not all the time, but you can do it a couple of times a game.
I think it's like how like the way we build up is always the same, right? Like you swing it around the back to the same people, and like the way that your delivery is to the wingers is always the same, like series of events. Like midfield gets it to either center back or outside back, swings it around to your winger. Like there's never like a diagonal ball to your winger from like the other side. It's always like the same. Switching to play is great, but like you need some kind of dynamic movement with the ball and with
be
your
quick
players.
about it. Like just whip it out there real quick, man. Or if you're gonna, I don't know. Sometimes I just wish we played down the middle too, right? I mean, it's just, Charlotte.
I think that's what he's hoping to get with Arfield and the new guy, De Jager, however you say his name. Those are the guys that they play in the attacking position and going to be making the secondary run into the box, kind of fill the center space. A lot of times I think when we're up the wing, when we're playing with Swiderski and Capetti together, that most of the time all of our forwards are on the back line, and there's not the secondary run to put the ball to if we're doing it that way. So I mean that might be why he's targeting these kind of players, but
I mean. Like this is that guy's name. Like, how do you pronounce that?
And it's Dutch. Or no, not Dutch, Belgian.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, how do you pronounce that?
Brejaguer.
I don't know, man.
Brejaguer.
De Jager. Brett De Jager.
I don't know. Hey, what's up, Edgar, man? What's going on? Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a weird name, man. And yeah, it's Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belgian waffles.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. We can't get a Smith or Jones or anybody. We have to. I don't know. We're gonna have to come up with a nickname for this guy for sure.
Jamal.
Yeah.
I'll work on it. Just call him DJ or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And what? Oh, Panama just scored a goal?
That's what it looks like.
Oh man.
Yeah, Panama. Who's it going to be? Panama and Jamaica or Panama and Mexico?
Panama, Jamaica, for sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Diego. Is that serious, Matt? You being serious? Diego?
The Jaeger.
Yeah, right.
Sure. Yeah. Jaeger bomb.
Yeah, we'll just call him Deja.
Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger
We'll have
bomb.
to drink Jaeger in forever, bro.
Old
Y'all get
Slugger.
on the chat immediately. Yeah. We can make that work.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, so give me your score predictions. What you think is going to be up for this week against Montreal, man? Maxwell, you can go first, man.
1-1 draw.
Who scores for us?
Swiderski.
Carl.
I am gonna continue my Charlotte's gonna Charlotte trend and say 2-0 Charlotte. With Vargas getting a brace.
2-0 Charlotte.
2-0 Charlotte. Vargas getting a brace.
Vargas brace.
Yeah, what's a brace?
2 goals.
2 goals.
I mean, I could infer that, but a brace is just 2 goals.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, brace in general.
A hat trick is 3, and a brace is 2.
Is 2, yes.
Yeah, but I think a brace also goes over to other sports.
Well, I've never heard that before.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you if you came out to the tailgate, JT, you would hear it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's a dangerous place for me to be. Hey,
JT, what's your score prediction?
Look, end of five games of 3-3, 2-2, 0-0, 1-1, 2-2. It's gone from it's a bell curve, so it's coming back up. It's going to be, let's see, 3-3. Yep, 3-3 draw.
That's just It's funny because I honestly think it's going to be 3-3 as well. I think Carroll's going to get like 2, and then maybe somebody like Miriam or somebody, maybe even Westwood or somebody will come in. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's it's Charlotte, man. Charlotte's going to Charlotte, right? And we never know, right? I mean, that comment is going to Charlotte isn't like derogatory, right? We just know that they're going to do something completely out of left field that we're not expecting.
This team is unpredictable.
Yeah. So I mean, it's possible that they do like they go up there and win like 4-1 or something, right? I mean,
yeah, I was feeling so good after Carroll's second goal. You know, for before the halftime started, because then I started thinking about halftime stuff. But I was just so happy. I was like, man, this is the Cincy top of the table, and here we are at our home. You know, and it didn't rain, and then it just happened. Charlotte did.
So do you guys think a win right before Leagues Cup would be big, like for morale wise, like from a fan base and a player perspective? You know, like you win going in, win away, and then you kind of have like a break from the league where you play Leagues Cup, but like it doesn't.
I mean, it might be a good thing for us for the Leagues Cup, right? I mean, if we go on a run here and sort of kind of get some energy and some confidence behind us again, right? I mean, I feel like in a cup game, you can kind of just go out and play and not have to worry too much, right? I mean, obviously you want to win it, but like Maxwell said, right? I believe the top two go through to the next round or whatever. So, I mean, you would think we could at least pull that off, right? And then just try to build that momentum as we go back into the season. But like I said, we show up, we got to face Messi, assuming that he's going to be starting against that game when we come back.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cup. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's one win, and you go through to the next round. So I think a win in Montreal would definitely help morale. Try and carry that through to the next game, especially because one of those games is going to be at home. And that one's going to be, I'm pretty sure some away fans are going to show up for that, and it'll be a wild game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know with Charlotte, man. Charlotte's going to Charlotte. They're predictable in a sense, like how they're going to play, but you don't know how they're going to play. It's crazy, man. It's a mind fuck. Sure.
I know.
Yeah. JT number 19.
Number 19. Let's see here. Do we know if Jorge has ever asked one of the players the question about what's the talk, what's the speak in halftime, what happens in those between in the locker room and halftime? Because we keep on saying that, what the hell goes on in there? Are they just sitting around taping themselves back up or something? I mean, does Lattanzio ever give rah, let's go? Does any of the other players? What has anyone been asked or addressed about what the hell is going on at halftime?
I don't think it's actually been asked like that,
That's
right? Not even sort of beating around the bush, right? I don't think there's been any conversation about, what happens. I mean, there's conversation like what happens, right? Why is this? Why is that?
Yeah, but I literally want to know what happens now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what the?
It's like they almost just go in there and eat some breakfast or have a heavy.
He doesn't say anything. He just walks past them to his office and then heads back out. Gives him a thumbs up.
That's right.
Capetti's
So I'm
eating
curious,
a big steak and someone else.
I mean, that's it, right? It would be nice to know whether the team. You know what? And just so you know, Carl, it's 1-1 for US game.
Sweet.
But yeah, I mean, this is great. It would be nice to know what they say at halftime. I mean, you see them come out fast, right? And we go up, but then if we come out slow, we sort of come back, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. It's like we just can't seem to mesh the two to work for us. I mean, I don't know.
I wonder how many times tonight you've said, I don't know.
I don't. That's what's so frustrating about it. It's like I'm trying to think of like what would I say was wrong with the team, and I just don't feel like there's just one thing that would fix it. And I just don't.
It seems like no one knows. If someone knows,
hopefully Zoran and them know, man. I hope Zoran and the front office know, because it needs.
Bobby Blair knows.
Does he?
Just play our Crown Legacy people. Just put in all of our Crown Legacy people. We'll be fine.
Just do a whole switch.
Well, I mean, they lost today too, though.
They did.
Yeah, and
11
then
a.m.
the
kickoff.
coach got sent off as well.
Tavares got a red. I didn't see what that was for. I watched like the first half of the game, but I didn't watch the second half.
I was trying to
busy
keep
work.
up with it. I had too many meetings. So, anyways, well, I know this U.S. game's going on and everything, and so JT, you want to close it out?
Yeah, sure. And thank you, everybody, for joining us here, CLTFC Fan TV. We don't know what's happening. We don't know if we're partying, if we're hanging out, being cool, if we're not being cool. I don't know.
We know we're getting
I just
lost.
know that we're going to keep on going.
Yeah, we got season
And
tickets.
keep on going.
Yeah, I'm going to get my money's worth.
Already continues.
Because this is CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it. Maxwell, Carl, thank you for joining us. Thank everyone out there for joining us. And we'll see you next for the fans, by the fans. Damn it.